the revenue went up by 300%. So we were doing 100 a day, still pretty pathetic, but you see how the system went and optimized everything based on where we're getting scored. So if you look at the green and the increases, this is all based on the weight of the system is doing and sending all the traffic to where we have a score and reducing all the traffic to where there's a problem. But a lot of these days we have zero, we have also a problem here. We have no stats, okay? So we need to go um, and figure out why there's warnings, okay? Um, so this is the 9th, but let's just compare it like to the 6th even. I think we were at $100 a day. You see $100, so it went up with the same amount of, with even less traffic. We see we did 686, and then we go to the 9th. Half the traffic, or 30% less, but over triple the revenue. So everything right now in the system is about ad ops and about optimization. Okay, so if we can get this correctly, okay, we could increase. We could obviously increase exponentially with monetizing the traffic correctly, and we can make more money for off the same traffic. Okay, so first things first. This is the 9th, but let's look even the 10th and 11th. Maybe it improved even better. So no, the 10th is probably because we have no stats. So everyone's missing stats. Uh, then we need to go back and see what happened. Where's all the stats for the 10th? We should be on 48-hour delay. So let's look at who's missing on the 10th. Okay. Let's open another tab here. And let's look at the 10th. And so the first thing you do when you're looking for who's missing, you can show missed, okay? Right off the bat, these are the providers, okay? We can either go reach out, it's only one page, it's very few people to reach out to. We can check if there's stats and click on this little button here. Let's see if there's stats. I see on the 9th, see, and I see on the 10th. So whose fault is it that there's no added stats? This is all your fault, okay? Because you should be adding, the most you should see delay is 48 hours. If you're not seeing stats from 3 days ago, that means nobody's doing their job. Or it just happened to become added 5 minutes ago, which I doubt it, because this is, most people are on 2-day.
No, I just asked. He said they're not sending the reports.
Well, this is an API, there's no reports.
Okay, well, he said a bunch aren't sending them.
But I'm using Zach as an example. Okay, I see stats here, but when I go to the campaigns, it's showing all missing. Okay, so we can add it and see if it shows up, and then we'll refresh and see if it's missing. You see, Zach disappeared. So whose fault is that? Listen, I'm not here to blame. I'm here to just try to improve. Okay. I want people to understand that if you don't add stats, the system can't send traffic. If the system can't send traffic, the optimizations don't work. The system will try to reduce volumes where stats are either not there or it's missing. Okay, now let's look at the 11th. And that means you're 2 days behind if I see stats. Okay, so right now they look like they're on a 3-day thing, but you should always check these 2 or 3 times a day. Okay? Now, let's go back to the 10th. We see here, just to look at the stats, okay? We see monetized RPM is 1.23, okay? Total RPM. And this right here is doing the best from all of them, okay? So if I wanted to optimize another one. Okay, so let's say I want to, let's say this token right here. Okay, so it's all the same zone. This is the one that's a problem. Okay, this token right here is doing very, very bad. So it's the same provider. Okay, so the simple solution would be, okay, you can go to tokens, add to, okay, you click on remove, you look at this token where it is, okay, it's in these 10 campaigns, okay, you add the token here, okay, now it's going to remove one token from 100 campaigns, okay, we're going to remove it, and let's just copy the settings of this one. This is like the simplest ad apps you can do right now, which will increase this traffic hopefully to at least match from 000 to 1.06. So let's pick the best one, okay? We'll click with the same one. We're gonna go to add, okay? We're gonna look for this campaign. And let's, you have to remove all of these, hold on. Let's just refresh, okay? We're gonna look for this token. It's also on 100 campaigns for some reason. It shouldn't be. And we're gonna copy this token and put it in the same 100 campaigns, and hopefully it will match the same stats. So now, if you want to see if this worked in 2 days, you will look at the RPM of this one. Hopefully, it'll match this one. Okay. Theoretically, it should. It could be among other things, but most likely that's the case. So you see there's a 1% chance. That means it's being 99% filtered. Oh, I understand. Okay, there's no trap. There's no searches. No, there is. We're sending traffic. You see, 3,000, 3,000. So this we'll do it with this one and see if there's any improvement. Let's use this one as a test case, and we'll watch it the next day and see when you add stats for the API, okay? Next, let's check the next one. Zarya. Zarya is on a 3-day stat, right? So they should have stats already now. Let's check. We have the 9th, yes. So you see the 9th, Zarya also adds more stats every day, okay? So when you see previous 8 and gross is 20 and current is 20, that means he added more stats, and you need to go update previous days as well. Okay, you have to go back 7 days in some cases. You see previous was 16, now there's more stats, so it's 19. Okay, checking the stats here. Previous was 37, now it's 46. So you need to go back every time there's a difference in stats, you have to override it with the new numbers because he's adding stats slowly, slowly, slowly. Now it matches. So you know since the 5th we have new stats. Now let's look at the 10th. Same thing. We have this number will go up tomorrow and the next day, and you'll just keep updating. But right now you didn't add stats for Zarya. Next, let's check 50M. 50M needs to send the file, okay? So, you need to reach out to them and say, I'm sorry, we're missing stats already from the 10th. Let's see if we're missing from the 9th. Do we have stats on the 9th missing? Let's see what's missing on the 9th. So this is missing from the 9th. So it looks like we need to reach out to all of these people and say, where's my stats? But maybe this one's also a file. First offers. So here's the message you're going to reach out to all these people. Okay, Prime Roll we already shut down, looks like, because of no stats. Okay, There's no way that Evernetics is not sending stats. They send stats like clockwork. You need to reach out to them and say to CC, okay? CC our email that we gave you, that Gmail, for all stats ASAP, okay? And say if we don't get this stats in the Gmail, we have to pause, okay? Please send sheets to CC email ASAP, okay? The same thing, you're gonna reach out to everyone that sends sheets here. The same thing with 50M. I am sure 50M sends sheets. I know 50M is not late one day with stats. The fact that he didn't give you the sheet means you need to go around Sam's email. I can't rely on anyone to send stats to outside emails. It has to go to our internal emails, okay? Next, Big Engage, they're always late, but we need to tell them and say, hey, we already paused them, but we need to update stats. You see there's a line in there, so we probably paused it. Okay?
Yeah.
All of these are paused, but we need to update stats. So say, listen, we would like to close out these stats. Zach Media probably didn't add because they have an API. So what happened here? Probably was filtered. Let's check the 9th. Yeah, we already added it. So if you would click hide filters, which you don't have to do, but you can, probably it will disappear. So if you click update, we add, let me see if this is going to refresh. No, it's still missing. So the reason why, we need to now, this is a part of AdOps. You need to reach out to them and Z Media, you have a Skype chat with them and say, listen, we sent 2,000 searches. We're missing stats for this ID. Give them 29863 and we need to get updated stats. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Now, anyone else that had stats in the past or any old feeds that we want to restart, you can always reach out to them and say, listen, we have a new AdOps team. We can please update all previous stats. Okay, if they send you the sheets to this Gmail, say CC this Gmail, we'd be happy to restart traffic to you. We need to update the stats. Once you update the stats, you look at the total RPM, you look at the monetized RPM, and then you can decide, should we continue? Okay, but right now, the 10th is so far looking a lot better than it was. I mean the 9th, okay? So if you go to campaigns, data campaigns, and you look at the 9th, and you look at the 9th, so far, it's looking okay. It's looking better, but there's improvement. But we really need to work on that, okay? So I think the next thing to do, I see Tommy has stats. Okay, the score is 9 and 10. Okay, Hype.com has stats. Oh, they have API. Okay, there is stats. It's pretty low RPM. So you have to update for the 10th. Nobody updated, you see? Anytime there's stats, there should be an update. But RPM is low. So you want to go back and you want to reach out to anyone that's doing good. Okay, so let's go look at any feed that's doing okay, and you would ask for additional caps, or if we could send more traffic. So right now, the only one that's doing decent is Tommy Tech. Okay, the score is the highest. All right, 9. You want to reach out to Tommy. Okay, let's see what the cap is on this. It's 10K. The cap is 30,000. Ask him if we could send him more more traffic. Okay? You want to reach out to him. And that's basically how you do ad ops. And that's how you turn $100 into $300. But it's still low. But hopefully, as you continue and people update stats and people optimize, you can bring this up to maybe $1,000 a day with this amount of traffic. Okay, any questions?
No, Niyame.
Greg, any questions?
So, yeah, guys.
No. I get it. So the main problem is getting the stats in there right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Guys, along with the stats, which I noticed, along with the report, the manual report we get, there is an also API which you need to check, which won't be updated automatically. If it's an API, just go each partner, make sure every stats is updated. If not, start pinging them to provide the stats.
Yeah, we have to manually update even the API because we don't want to automate this because it's very important that you see what's missing and also see what's working. Like part of it, if we automate this API, even with API, if we automate it, you don't get a good look at the traffic. So the idea is that as you're adding traffic to do optimizations and you see what's working, you reach out. It's all about communication with the partners. You know, if you see something is doing good and it has high RPM, ask for more stats. If you see something is doing bad, you know, try to change the blend of traffic, change the campaigns that's sending traffic to it. All of those things can be done as you're adding stats every day. But APIs is very easy because if it's missing, you know, you just push the button again and hopefully it will update. That's why we want to push people away from the sheets. But whatever, it's okay. Some are good, but I know 50M and Evernetics, they are like clockwork. You will get those sheets automatically. So all you need to do is reach out to them and say, listen, please update the sheets to CC this email, and then you won't have to ask for sheets anymore.
Yeah.
Guys, what we need to do is let's list out the partners who use API and the other partners who send us the report. API, and daily we should have an habit to update the stats or cross-check the stats as per my understanding. And if the stats, the API one, like Leo mentioned, it's simple when you just update using a click of a button, and reports, if they are not provided, you just ping them in Skype, ask them to provide stats and mention that it will be paused. So this is like, it should be like a routine daily task, mainly updating stats. It's not like
it's a daily task, and usually it's 2 or 3 times a day because everyone updates at different times, and you just like it should become part of your daily habit, checking a few times a day, reaching out to clients. It's all about ad ops, but so far you definitely improve, and you can see the improvement. You went up by 300% with just these few little things that you did. You removed the weight. You basically just updated a few campaigns. You post something that's not working. You did the bare minimum, and it went from 100 to 300 with 35% less traffic. So you see how it's all about ad ops, okay? And as I have to run, I'll be recording some how-tos for the blog so we can build a platform like a knowledge base, okay? Thank you, guys.
yeah. Thanks, Leo.
Thank you.